telling him to get him to give you the info. If you don't give him to talk to him and turn on the phone, we'll let you out. We'll let you out. That's why Ducky P was killed. That's why Ducky P got took out. Because GRC got word that he was on the phone with Kiwan. You can't read it? Oh, it won't let me blow it up no more. So pay attention, y'all. This shit crazy. So what's the odds? Now you see why Ducky P was getting all the interviews. Now you see why Ducky P was getting all the interviews when Kiwan first went to jail. Because he was doing it for the police. All them interviews when Kiwan was calling in, talking to Ducky P, Kiwan didn't even know Ducky P was working for Detective Barnes. Hold on, what's his name? Let me see if it's Detective Barnes. Yeah, Detective Barnes. They got jail call notes. Jail call notes. Now, jail call notes from Ducky P. Make it make sense. They got jail call notes from Ducky P talking to Kiwan. And Kiwan admitting to the murder to Ducky P. Ducky P set that nigga up, was working as an informant the whole time. That's why Ducky P got killed by one of his own people. Because we all know Ducky P got killed at a video shoot. His own video shoot. Ducky P was sitting in his car at a video shoot and somebody shot him from the back of his head. One of his friends that was in the video shoot with him. They just don't know which one. Nobody talking. They won't say who did it. Everybody saying is, we left, I left, I wasn't there. But they know it was somebody that was in the video. And I talked to Ducky P father. I talked to Ducky P father, Bushy. And he told me personally that that's the reason why they won't put out the video. I said, why you won't put out the video? He said, I don't want no video of my son knowing that the killer is in the video and I don't know who did it. Yeah, it was a video shoot. And they went to the car. Everybody was smoking in the car. And the dude was in the back seat and shot him from the back. It was his own homies. Nigga was in the car with him. He was comfortable with the nigga. They chilling. Pay attention. It be your own niggas that'll get you fucked off. It be your own niggas that'll get you knocked off. You know that, right? It be your own niggas. It don't be them other niggas, it be your own niggas. The niggas that act like they fuck with you. But deep down inside, they don't. Niggas that really just want to do something to you. Hold up. What's good? Nah, somebody just hit me. I had to. Now mad niggas hitting me up talking about. I know that voice. Yeah, I ain't went nowhere. Cap ain't went nowhere. They say where Cap and Keith been at. Cap and Keith ain't went nowhere. I'm still here. You already know. So let's get back to this paperwork, y'all. So for their safety and technological evidence, it was believed that the suspect, Kiwan White, black male, blah, 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 black male, it is probably say Devin White, black male, on the date of November 11, 2020, committed the offense of murder, a felony. Now let's see what the facts of the case is. On Wednesday, November 11, 2020, approximately 11:56 p.m. a.m., officers responded to a shooting call on the freeway northbound over East Clarendon Drive. Northbound over East Clarendon Drive, Dallas County, Texas. Numerous witnesses observed complainant Noble shot by an unknown suspect with a rifle who fled in a black Chevy Camaro. Northbound on Sarp L. Thornton, complainant Noble was transported to the hospital. He was pronounced deceased. During the investigation of the offense, Detective Christopher Anderson was contacted by a witness who provided information regarding suspect Kiwan White's involvement in the offense. This information was obtained after Dallas Police Department released a still image of the offense to the public. Homicide Detective Anderson and Barnes obtained They talking about cell phones. They talking about Jossie and Jossie and the baby. This is why they put Jossie and her son in protective custody. They talking about her cell phones. Evidence that placed the suspect in the vicinity of the complainant prior to and during the murder. Y'all paying attention? No. No, they didn't. No, they didn't, y'all. This what blacked out right here is police surveillance, y'all. This is police surveillance, y'all. What they blacked out right here is basically them saying that they had police surveillance watching them. Peep it. Homicide Detective Emerson in Barnes obtained blah, 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 blah evidence that placed the suspect in the vicinity. They obtained undercover surveillance evidence. Undercover surveillance evidence that placed the suspect in the vicinity of the complainant prior to and during the murder. Undercover surveillance put the suspect at the location. Pay attention. They blacking out everything that got to do with the police seeing the murder. Everything that got something to do with the police watching the murder before it happened, they blacking it out. They basically telling you they obtained undercover surveillance evidence. Was that by the feds? Did y'all obtain that surveillance from the feds? Who gave y'all that surveillance? Pay attention, y'all. They had undercovers watching these niggas the night in it before the murder. I told y'all niggas undercovers was watching these niggas. It's in the affidavit. It's in the fucking affidavit that they had undercovers watching them the whole fucking time, y'all. You see this shit, man? Look at it.
Look at that.
Look, remember I said they were watching this Kiwan White paperwork. Homicide detectives Anderson and Barnes obtained. Now this is all black. Evidence. Homicide detective Anderson and Barnes obtained undercover surveillance evidence that placed the suspect in the vicinity of the complainant prior and during the murder. Undercover surveillance put the suspects at the location where complainant Noble was previous that day.
But yeah, that has to be because they're talking about evidence.
Exactly. And why else would you black that evidence out?
Because they're undercovers. They don't
want you to know
the information.
They don't want you to know, y'all. That's the reason why they blacked it out. They are undercover surveillancers. Undercover surveillance. I told you the police watched these niggas the whole time. I told you niggas. I told you they watched this nigga die. They got some, well, they probably got it. That's the evidence. That's the undercover surveillance. Look what it's saying. It says homicide detectives Anderson and Barnes obtained.
What kind of evidence?
What did you obtain? Why is this blacked out? What evidence?
But they say it's evidence.
Exactly. So they obtained, it had to be
what kind of evidence?
It had to be video evidence.
Right.
It had to be video evidence because watch what it's saying. The evidence that placed the suspects in the vicinity of the complainant prior and during to the murder. So that means you had some type of surveillance that was on them niggas, placing them at the vicinity during the day before and after. You understand? Mm-hmm. And you blacked it out. Why? Why'd you black it out? Because you don't want nobody to know that it was undercover surveillance. Because if it was phones, you wouldn't. We just saw you put technology at the top.
Right. They don't have to be private about it.
You don't have to look.
So whatever they're basically blacking out because they don't want to let you know what kind of form of evidence it was.
And more than likely, what form of evidence could that be? Video.
Right. If they're trying to yeah, because that's incriminating.
Yes, because
that's so incriminating. You really don't need anything else.
Yeah, because
I got you.
No, not only that, it's also incriminating to them. Mm-hmm. Because if they got that, if the feds was helping them on this case, because the feds is trying to leak this into a RICO case. Remember, the feds need them to tie this case into a RICO case. If you niggas be able to convict these people and prove this was a murder for hire, we get a RICO, right? So if the feds is watching these niggas and they give these niggas the video, look, we've been watching them. Yeah, look, they was out there that night. Y'all niggas stupid. And they give these niggas the video that's proving that they there. Guess what that also proves? It also incriminates them.
For example, I knew that in the Fuyo when everybody was talking about the car's got peripheral. No, they got fisheye views, which means that the car had to be strategically parked in order to get this view. They don't do a 360. They only have about 8 cameras, and the cameras get this. You know how eyes of the fish is like this, not this. So that tells you if they don't get this around
the 360,
people say it's 360. It's not. It's you just say that because they're all around the car, but it doesn't get this. You won't get this type of image. Maybe possibly this. They're working on that. But you can look up the technology, the fish eye view. So that tells you that the cars, all the angles that we got that they gave
were strategically put like that.
So there was a car here. That means there was multiple cars, and you parked them in the direction
where you could get cameras.
Right. So they watched.
And what did I say? And what did I say in the Fulio case? I said it was 4 different Teslas out there parked in different positions. Mm-hmm. Them Teslas was there as undercover cameras. Right. You put a Tesla out there, as soon as they walk by, the cameras went on.
Right, and the reason why you know it was cars is because of where they were parked And the footage that they got was all on the
and they had one person surveillance in the bedroom. Right. Because remember, they had that one camera coming out the room where they was watching everything.
Right, but that's what they do. They pretty much set up shop so that they can get everything that they need. Unfortunately, the action is going to take place, but they need that. They need that in order to, and it's not fair to people, you know what I'm saying? People get upset because they're like, oh, you could have stopped it, but that's not their job. They are the Federal Bureau of Investigations, not Federal Bureau of Stopping Crime before it happens.
Say that again?
Right.
They got a what?
Federal Bureau of Investigations. They're going to investigate this shit and then create a case. It's the cops at the bottom. If you can't stop it here, now the feds coming, right? Because you usually at the street level, you're supposed to man that shit. When it gets too involved, then you get to RICOs and murder for hire and all of that stuff. Who comes in?
The feds.
Right, because the lower level couldn't take care of that anymore, and now it rolls over to something else. They don't come in to save your life. They already know you a heavy hitter, right? You already rolling the dice with your life. So they're not going to come in and save you. Now we're going to build a case that's bigger so that we could get to the bigger crime boss who's paying or whatever the situation may be.
If somebody got to die behind it, then somebody
so be. Niggas already out here playing. Now you want us to come in and play God? It's not going to happen. Don't ask for that. You're not going to get it.
So basically, the police said, we don't play God, my nigga.
You already out here playing with these people. By the time they get involved, it's some heavy shit. This is not put your hands behind your back, you're going to jail type shit. So there's not very much they can do. Those murder for hires are going to take place.
Fearless, what up? What it do, Fearless? Salute.
It's just messed up. But, you know, you think it would be a lesson learned to these niggas to stop playing like that with these folks, but they still out here with this shit. They still, you will be set up and you will go.
They could have, but I think they wanted to sacrifice Mo 3. Like I said, I think the police didn't have no stake on the bone in helping Mo 3. They looked at him like shit, like how, you know how somebody get on this bitch and they be like, well, Mo 3 was doing this, he was doing that. So the cops looked at it like, I know you don't expect us. I know you ain't trying to make us save him, right?
Right. This man, however they looked at him, is like, okay, this man has been inside of XYZ. You know what I'm saying? They hearing all this shit on the streets too. You got people that are from the streets who become law enforcement. They keep their ear to the streets. So they hearing all the shit that we just starting to figure out. They got confidential informants. They got all these niggas in their pockets. They getting it firsthand. They like, okay. It's a sacrifice, right?
A big one. A big fucking sacrifice. So we know that where that evidence came from. So that placed the suspect in the vicinity of the complainant prior and during to the murder. Then right here, it start the sentence blacked out. Undercover surveillance. What else could it say? It has to say undercover surveillance, put the suspect. What else could it say? You see what I'm saying? Look, right here. Look how it starts. It start blacked up and then say put the suspects. Surveillance. It has to say undercover surveillance.
Right, but it has to because you got to look at the context clues. Whatever they have, whatever this evidence is, place the suspect at the vicinity of the complainant prior to and during the murder. So this evidence they got is concrete because
this goes right here to put the suspect in the location where the complaint Noble was previous day.
Yes.
And at the scene of the murder.
Right. Based off of this right here that they locked out. So we got this which led into that.
So that has to be surveillance. Surveillance. So they were on the highway as well. The FBI was on the highway when Mo 3 died, as well as watching him on the street. They were watching the niggas on the street. Like I said.
Right, and it says they will, based upon information received from witnesses that will not be disclosed at this time for their safety and technological evidence.
And what does technological evidence mean? Technological evidence mean phones, everything, technology.
Right, basically video footage that they maybe took,
That's undercovers.
And what else would people have on the freeway?
Cameras.
Right.
That's undercovers. That's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta pay attention. They basically telling you that our witnesses on Kiwan are undercovers. We have undercover cops that was watching Kiwan the whole time. He said at Deborah, I think they gave you an option. Go up with God, jail for life for the wrong, or you can help us get the ones who trying to get you. Put them in witness protection. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that too. Reason being is because we done seen it happen in a lot of movies. Do you think that if they have the opportunity to come to you and be like, hey, this is what it is, I need your help, you know what I'm saying, so we could flip shit. You know what I'm saying? It's always a negotiation. He probably was the real street nigga and was like, man, fuck all that. He said, I heard they got money on my head. Who told you?
Who you told you? The police.
Right.
Who gonna tell you? We all know the streets know you got money on your head, but guess what? Who come to you and stamp it for you?
Right.
The police.
We can protect you, try to do this X, Y, Z, you know what I'm saying? But we need you to do this.
Ain't that what they did to 6ix9ine?
Period.
Thank you. Didn't the feds come to 6ix9ine and said, look, they got money on your head, they trying to take you out. You can either flip, come with us. And we gonna watch you, but we gonna continue to watch you, but we gonna protect you. Make sure you don't die.
Listen, they did it to Pookie when they stuck that nigga up with a bunch of video cameras and sent him in the fucking. Listen, they gonna use you to get what they need, and when you don't want to agree for it, then it's all on your head, then, right? Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing they can do about it.
My nigga, I told y'all they've been watching these people since 2016, bro. They've been watching GRC since 2016.
Oh, so they had a lot.
Yeah, you think they didn't see Mo3 die?
Oh, so then, yeah.
Mo3 was a casualty to help take down GRC.
And he was an easy bait because he kept the beef going.
Exactly. And them little niggas that was coming after them, they were the minions to the big niggas that they wanted, that the feds was getting. Remember, the feds is going after GRC, Jerry, all the big niggas at the top, right? Mm-hmm. And then the little niggas is committing killings and crimes, and they the hitman. Mm-hmm. So if I'm coming at GRC, and then in the midst of watching GRC, I'm seeing murders about to be committed on a state level, guess what we do? Mm-hmm. We tell the state, look, we willing to help you with your case. Is if you give us some help, we can come together on this state and fed case and help each other. I give you evidence, you give us evidence, and guess what? The feds was watching everything the whole fucking time.
Official 45J said, bro, 3 out here laughing at these boys. Remember, no death certificate. You don't have a death certificate?
Ain't nobody, we don't know that we can't get that.
Oh, about to say now, I mean, I think funny business like that happens all the time, but I don't know if it would be the possibility for this.
We can't get somebody on death certificate.
Death certificates are public record, right?
Yeah, but you got to go through certain things to get. You can't just say, oh, give me a death certificate.
No, but you should be able to look it up. Remember, they used to put that type of stuff in the newspaper.
No, they used to put who died, but not your death certificate. A death certificate is something totally different.
You've seen so many movies where people be fucking up and go down there and be making an ID and go get the death certificate. But it's public, just like your marriage certificate.
And who said he ain't got a death certificate? How we know he like? People say he ain't got a death certificate. How we know that to be true? I ain't looked it up yet. Look it up.
It becomes sealed when you look it up.
It's probably sealed because they don't want you to know how many times a nigga got shot and how many different gunshots it was. I told y'all he got shot. He got shot with the bullets that he got shot with wasn't the bullets that Kiwan was carrying to that gun. Told y'all that. And the death certificate will tell you, wouldn't it tell you everything? What you died from, or what happened, it'll tell you everything, wouldn't it? What would be on the death certificate? I'm curious.
The date of death?
Wouldn't it have everything what you died from? I'm trying to see. What would be on it?
Okay, so it's a legal document that serves as official record of the person's death. It contains vital information about the deceased, including their personal details, date and place of death, cause of death.
Exactly.
And information about the informant and final deposition.
Exactly. So if his is sealed, that's because they don't want you to know that the bullets that Because remember, we know rifle bullets and we know 45s, 38s, right? Mm-hmm. So right now, this case is being worked on, right? Mm-hmm. We look at that death certificate, and that death certificate say he was shot with a 45. What's going to happen? Everybody going to go in the uproar, right? Mm-hmm. Kiwan White wasn't carrying no 45. So shit like that, they rather keep it sealed, right? Why would I let the public know that? But we all know that he wasn't.
Okay, so it says, well, here in Texas, typically you'll need to contact the county clerk's office for the county the death that occurred, but you can apply in person, by mail, online. It says for the past 25 years only, but only immediate family members, spouse, parents, children, siblings, grandparents.
Didn't I say that?
Or those with legal authorization are eligible to receive a copy.
Okay, so didn't I say that? So I said, who would know that then? So I was right. Nobody would know that, because unless you are immediate family, you can't even get the death certificate. So if Ratchet's saying he tried to get it, if I'm saying I tried to get it, I would be lying because I can't get it.
In order to get it, it says if you're not an immediate family, you need a notarized statement from an eligible family member or legal documentation. Example, a court order.
Exactly.
So unless the family or whoever is giving
you won't get it. So a nigga could say, oh, there ain't no death certificate. You wouldn't know. Because only the family would know. Well, I tell you. Little quick fact check.
Oh, so it says in Texas, anyone can generally obtain a copy of the death certificate once it becomes a public record, which is 25 years after the date of death.
Okay. So it won't become a public record.
Right now, I guess only immediate family have access.
So it won't.
25 years it becomes public.
So it won't be public until.
That's what I'm saying, because I've seen people go and get like old people shit and try to become.
So we won't get into 2045. In 2045, when this case is over, you'll find out that Mo3 was shot by a 45 and not a rifle. You see what I'm saying? And we'll be looking at this case like we look at JFK. And like we look at Tupac, and then how we look at everybody else. We be like, the ballistics don't match. Ain't that what they do later on in life? They be like, how was he? The ballistic didn't match.
But after that time, all of these niggas.
It don't matter now, right? Niggas done went to jail for a long time, but they don't care if the ballistic match, because guess what? We don't care if you wasn't the actual killer.
Right, it was all set up.
Y'all was all together.
Regardless,
y'all all was together. Y'all all played the part. It don't matter. If we know you ain't shoot the gun, but nigga, we don't know who that nigga was. Y'all hit that nigga very well. But you, my nigga, you couldn't hide. You couldn't hide. And y'all niggas scared to give up the shooter. So guess what? We all y'all go to jail. Right. But like I told y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all again, I believe that 6'2", 280-pound dude was a police officer. I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna say it so many times that we see it right here on the paperwork that they were on the highway. They were watching them. Undercovers were watching them the whole time. Please believe it. Please believe it, y'all. Please believe it. I'm inclined to believe that 6'2", 280 guy that had the sweatpants on and the hoodie. Come on, what that sound like? He sound like he dressed like how Ghost used to dress in Power, huh? When Ghost used to make a hit, what Ghost used to do? Put on his sweatpants, put on his hoodie, tighten his shit up, put on his gloves. Come on, man. Come on, that's some old school shit. That's some police officer shit. That ain't the image of a YN. You see how Kiwan looked when he went and did his drill. He had on his Louis belt buckle. He had on his pants sagging. You see what I'm saying? That wasn't the character of a YN. That was, when you heard that description, first thing I thought of, police. Hit. Mm-hmm. Nigga had on sweatpants, hoodie. He wanted to make sure his shit was closed. All he was there for was to make Mo3 come into him. Come on into me. Let me handle my business. Run right into me, and I'm gonna handle my business. That's what that was for, man. Pay attention. Video obtained of the suspect, which matched the physical description of suspect Kiwan White. A witness provided additional information regarding suspect Kiwan White that was verified as true. Additional evidence has been collected and maintained by the detective that indicates suspect Kiwan White was directly involved with the murder complainant Noble. Suspect Kiwan White is currently at large. All right, y'all paying attention? And this was in December, right? This was December. Man, hold up. This was December 8th. I ain't watching shit. Hold on. They trying to get me to watch something. I'm not watching a motherfucking thing. Hold up, y'all. Okay, so the warrant was issued for him on December 8th. December 8th. They picked up Devin, right, on November 19th, right? So Devin snitched on him quick. Real motherfucking quick. Okay, hold up. Give me that right there. Okay, so remember I told y'all that Kiwan White had a warrant out for his arrest the time that he was pulled over in that car, and they did nothing about it for a reason. Watch this, y'all. I'm going to show y'all something. Man awaiting trial, sentenced to almost 9 years for gun crime. Right? This is United States Attorney. This is the DOJ. Department of Justice. All right? Y'all pay attention. This is Kiwan White. This Kiwan White. Watch this, y'all. Man accused by the state of murdering Mo 3 was sentenced to take 105 months in federal prison for firearm crimes. Pay attention, y'all. I'm going to prove something to y'all. And y'all going to be like, damn, so when they pulled that nigga over, they knew he had a warrant. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all something. So look at that. The man accused by the state of murdering mapper Mo 3 sentenced to 105 months in federal prison for firearm crimes, right? Now I'm gonna ask you something. Did Kiwan do 105 months? I don't think so, right? Kiwan got arrested in the 20. He got sentenced in 2022, right? So 12, 24, 36, 48, nowhere near 105 months, right? Nowhere near 105 months. This is what people always say. Who talking? Who talking? Everybody talking. Everybody talking. You ain't do nowhere near 105 months. But you already got brought down to state level. Get ready for this state to do this state case.
Sure.
It's getting cold here. Y'all be
No, it's
on the
not.
air. I don't know why y'all
It's
get
hot
air.
as hell.
Nowhere
We keep
near.
playing around with you. No, it's hot in here.
No, the bill gonna be hot in here.
No, I just turned this on. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I was wiping sweat off my face. I don't know what you were doing. I came downstairs.
Where y'all be
Put
cool?
some clothes on.
It's just
It's
like
hot. It's hot as hell outside. Where you live at?
So our bet was like 70,000.
Come on. This guy.
You know what I mean?
This guy.
It's too hot. Y'all feel that shit?
No, I don't.
So peep game, y'all. So we know he didn't do 105 months, y'all. We know that. So watch this. So the date of this was the 22nd of November. What? Right? Now watch this. Kiwan Dontrell White, 23, pleads guilty in May to possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Right? Now, let me tell y'all something. This is why I tell you Trap Boy Freddy is a snitch. What did that just say? Kiwan White got what, y'all? What did the feds give Kiwan White? And he pled guilty. Pay attention. Kiwan White, Dontrell White, 23, pleads guilty on May to possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Right? And he was sentenced to 105 months. Right? Almost 9 years. But Trap Boy Freddy get convicted in possession of a firearm, and he's out in 16 months. Yep, you see what I'm saying? And these niggas, so Trap Boy Freddy gets 16 months, Kiwan White get 105. Make that make sense. Y'all niggas just don't be listening. Kiwan White get 105, man. Now, this is the same government, y'all. The federal government. This is the same federal government. We ain't showing nothing no different. Let me see if I can make this bigger. See if I can make this bigger for y'all. This is the same federal government, y'all.
So you don't get no discounts in the feds, right? No 2-for-1 type.
Hell no. No type of 2-for-1. You don't get no type of 2-for-1, no discounts, none of that shit. Trap Boy Freddy do though. So your boy Kiwan was sentenced to 105 months for being a felon in possession of a firearm. Trap Boy Freddy gets 16 months. Something just ain't right. Something just ain't right. Pay attention. He was sentenced Tuesday by the U.S. District Judge. In the plea papers, Mr. White, who had been previously convicted of a felon offense involving unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and engaged in arrest and detention, possession of a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. Law enforcement discovered the pistol in his plant's pocket August 16, 2020. Listen to what that, pay attention. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention, y'all. Law enforcement discovered the pistol in his pocket August 16, 2020. When did Mo 3 die?
Was it August? It wasn't November?
Exactly.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Okay.
They knew he had a job to do. They knew what the fuck he needed to be on the streets for. They couldn't afford him to be in jail. Nigga, it would fuck up the whole investigation of the case. It would fuck up the whole federal investigation of the RICO if the #1 crash dummy is locked up. If their crash dummy is locked up, it fucks up the case. So what did they do? They let him right back out of jail. They let him go. Free at last. Keep going doing your shit. We know you got a warrant. So when I tell you that this nigga was arrested, was pulled over in the Camaro 2 days before Mo 3 murder and wasn't arrested, what would you say, Kimmy?
That he was pulled over 2-3. Yeah.
I just showed it.
Yeah.
I showed them the citation from Dallas County. 2 days before Mo 3's murder, he was pulled over in the Corvette.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In the Corvette with him and Ducky P. And he had a warrant for his arrest and they let him go. And Dallas County let him go with no driver's license and no insurance.
So you need a bargaining tool, don't you? You always got to be able to negotiate something. And as long as you got something to give them boys, that keeps the fire off of you, right?
Just let him go. And he had a warrant already by the FBI for felony possession of a gun. So the feds just wasn't ready to pick him up, huh?
Right. Not right then, right?
So the feds just wasn't ready to execute their warrant, huh? So the feds wasn't ready to come get him, huh? He got caught with the gun on August 16th. So the feds didn't want to come get him, right? They let him just do what he was doing, right? Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. This shit ain't hard to see. They let this nigga move the way they wanted him to move. What Afeni Shakur tell Tupac? They will give you the tools to kill yourself.
That ain't no lie. That's serious. They will.
They will give you the tools to kill yourself. It's crazy. Give you the tools to kill yourself. Look, when they observed Mr. White commit a traffic violation on his dirt bike while driving down West Pleasant Run in Lancaster, Texas officers attempted to pull him over. The defendant ignored their lights and sirens and fled the scene. Officers gave chase. Mr. White then crashed his dirt bike and fled on foot. Officers pursued and detained him a short time later. White has also been charged by Dallas County with the murder of 20-year-old Melvin Noble, also known as Mo 3. He was case remaining pending. White is presumed innocent. Law. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Fire and Explosive Police Department conducted an investigation with assistance from Duncanville, Lancaster Police, U.S. Marshal Service assistance in the arrest. Assistant U.S. Attorney Myra and prosecuted the case. Pay attention, y'all. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearm, and Explosions in the Dallas Police Department. Didn't I tell you they was working with someone who had surveillance? What did I say? Somebody else was doing the surveillance, and they were surveillancing Mo 3 that night. It was the barrel of alcohol and tobacco, firearms, explosives. That's who was watching Mo 3. That's who was watching them niggas that night. And guess who? Guess who was working for them then at that time? Guess who got a promotion? Who got the promotion to the barrel of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms explosion, y'all? Who had the promotion? Guess who had the promotion? Detective Barnes. Detective Barnes went from being a detective in the GRC to being the detective for working for the alcohol, tobacco, and then he went and helped on the Mo 3 case with. They linked all these investigators together.
Yeah, somebody had said on your show before, I don't know who we mentioned them, but they had mentioned that you need to not only look at the cell phone records, but two, look at the police officers that are commonly involved in these situations. Boom. So if you're saying that he's going from one position to the next, I think what you doing?
Yeah. He literally went from being the detective to being one of the head dudes on alcohol and firearm. Got a promotion. Why? Because they know they needed him now to help us with this case.
Right, now
you're gonna help us walk. You're gonna help us with this case now.
Why? Because you know
all the players.
All the players.
And guess what? All he had to do. All you had to do was help us with surveillance. Know why? Mm-hmm. Know why the alcohol and tobacco firearms needed him? Because he know where all of them is at. He know the trap houses. He knew everything. So guess what he does? He helps with the surveillance. He helps with the surveillance. He knows where everything is. He know where everybody at. Pay attention. Detective Barnes was getting all the surveillance with them niggas. Easy fucking case, man. Easy fucking case. And they wrapped up conducted the investigation with everybody. Duncanville, Lancaster Police Department. And so that's 4 different departments. Duncanville, Lancaster, and Alcohol Barrel, and Dallas. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 different departments that was part of this shit. Duncanville, Lancaster, Dallas Police Department. You see what I'm saying? So Duncanville and Lancaster and Dallas Police Department. 3 different police departments had niggas under investigation. 3 different departments. Do you know how much footage they had?
From all 3.
Do you know how much footage they had? Do you know how much footage they had? Make it make sense. And guess what? I'm going to call the press officer tomorrow and I'm going to get the info. I'm going to call the press officer tomorrow and see if we can get body camera footage. I'm going to see if we can get body camera footage, y'all. Tomorrow I'm going to call the press office and tell them that I'm a journalism and I want to see what I could do to get the body camera footage from the actual arrest. That's what we're going to do tomorrow, y'all. That's what we're going to do. This shit crazy, man. This shit is real crazy. This shit crazy, man. Oh my God. But I appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. I appreciate y'all, man, for real, for real. We done put an 8.5-hour shift by myself, locking it down. You know, Kimmy stepped through. Appreciate everybody that hit the panel, man. Do your boy a favor. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel now. Hit that notification button. Be part of the Cap Gang, man. This is what we do every day. You know what I'm saying? It don't stop. Maybe on Saturday and Sunday, but Monday through Friday, we supplying nothing but good content. You know what I'm saying? So rock with the bounce. Share us out if you could, please. You know what I'm saying? We really appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? And you already know what it is, man. This your boy Gangsta Cat. I got the lowdown for the lowdown, and this is where it go down. You already know.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again. No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the gas. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you could change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and